Business communication, as we identified so far, is described in terms of the different types of documents that a business or organization or even an individual can produce. A notice is a formal means of communication. The purpose of a notice is to announce or display information to a specific group of people. Notices are generally meant to be pinned on specific display boards, whether in schools or in public places. Notices issued by government, as you are all aware, usually appear in newspapers. Now, the format of a notice is that, one, it should have the name of the organization issuing the notice clearly written. The title notice, the word notice, in bold, highlighted letters and even centered, should also be seen. Number 3, a heading to introduce the subject of the notice should be given. Number 4, the date should also appear below that, and then the body of the notice itself. At the end of the notice, the writer's signature, that is the name in block letters, and the designation should also be included. Sometimes it's important that for you to understand the writing of a notice, you can look at what we call the 5 W's. The what, the where, the when, the who, and the whom to contact or apply. Please note that a notice is usually short. It usually uses the passive voice as far as possible, and it is always presented within a box. Depending on the requirements or the recipient of your notice, usually a maximum of 50 words in the body will do the job. But this is subject to context and different situations. So it's important to increase the visual appeal of a notice so that it attracts as much attention as possible. A notice can be written, for example, to call a meeting or inform a meeting, in which case you need to have the date, the time, the venue, the agenda, the purpose, who the attendees should be, their contact address, or any other specific instructions. If the notice is for a lost and found item, indicate the article lost or found, the date, the time, the place, any identification marks, the contents, whom to contact, where and when. If it's a notice about an event, the name, the date, occasion, the time, venue, eligibility, the contact address, and any specific information about the event. So these are some of the details that go into a notice, and this is a basic structure of what a notice should have. It is also a form of business communication. You also have what we call memos. The purpose of a memo as a mode of business communication is to convey information within an organization, but can also sometimes be used to communicate with people outside the organization, such as, for example, suppliers, distributors, and even customers. The length and degree of formality on a memo depends on the purpose of the memo and the amount of information that needs to be conveyed, and most importantly, the intended audience. So there are different varieties or styles of memos, but the basic information is the same. So use the first paragraph to state the purpose of the memo. Use the second paragraph to provide major details for a proposal, or major reasons for a decision or suggestion, or to indicate why you agree or disagree with a proposal or idea. Use the third paragraph for minor details, and in a long memo, you may want to end by again stating your position on the subject. So the memo and the notice are two important forms of business correspondence or business communication in an organization. And as students, it's good that you master the art of writing